Hello, I'm Simon's mum, Bernadette Camilleri, and I'm going to read to you a beautiful little book called When Santa Shared the Gospel. You might know his original book, When Santa Learned the Gospel, and this is a sequel, and I've always loved it. There it is. When Santa shared the gospel, he went first to Easter Bunny. He wasn't sure how he'd respond, if he would find it funny. He wasn't sure if he would scoff, or if he'd turn his back. In truth, he had just no idea how Bunny might react. But Bunny was a friend of his, and so what could he do? The gospel had transformed his life. It could bless Bunny too. The gospel had led him to Christ, and he'd been born again. So Santa knew he couldn't keep this good news from his friend. He loved his friend and had to share. He was a new believer. But he didn't want to jeopardize their solid friendship either. And so when Santa knocked upon the Easter Bunny's door, his heart was filled with hope and fear, but fear a little more. The Easter Bunny greeted Santa with a smile of joy. "What brings you round?" he laughed, or "Have I been a naughty boy?" "Well, funny you should say that," Santa said as he sat down. "I've actually had that whole system of thinking flipped around. I've got something to tell you. I feel awkward, a bit scared. I know I don't know all that much, but what I know I'll share." So, Santa shared the gospel. It was simple, it was short, and when he stopped, he couldn't tell at all what Bunny thought. He worried he had caused offence. Was their long friendship wrecked? But then his friend said something Santa didn't quite expect. "That's great," smiled Easter Bunny. "Yeah, I'm really glad for you. You probably didn't know, but guess what? I'm a Christian too." "What news?" cried Santa joyfully. "This must be brand new, is it? How'd you learn about the gospel? Did my elf friend pay a visit?" The Easter Bunny laughed. "Nah, my folks are Christian too. I was brought up with the gospel. I've always known it's true. I attend my local church each week and midweek Bible study. Hey, now that you're a Christian, can we be church-going buddies?" At this, Santa was puzzled. He'd known Bunny now for ages. He'd never seen him go to church or turning Bible pages. He'd never heard him talk of Christ or sharing the good news. And Bunny said, "Look, Santa, I can see you're quite confused. See, I'm not much of a talker, definitely no evangelist. I'll answer questions if I'm asked, but if not, I won't insist. My philosophy is simple. It's a saying I once heard. Preach the gospel at all times, and, if needed, then use words." I like that motto. Words are hard. I'd rather preach through deeds. And so instead of talking, I've been sowing subtle seeds. Like, you know how every Easter I make you a hot cross bun? Well, I hoped that cross might vaguely point you to the Jesus one. And the eggs I paint each year are symbols of the resurrection. I guess I hoped you'd see the subtle gospel-rich connection. "Why didn't you just tell me?" Santa asked, shaking his head. "Well, I didn't want to force my faith upon you," Bunny said. "I had really hoped to ask if you'd come to church with me, but for years I've just been waiting for the opportunity." "Oh, Bunny," Santa sighed, I'm sorry that you felt that way. I understand you're feeling awkward, but there was no need for delay. The gospel has the power to save. You shouldn't feel ashamed. You're the Easter Bunny, after all. The gospel's in your name. When I first learned the gospel, I was told it by an elf. Her example showed me all you need to do is be yourself. There's no need to be clever. Don't have to try to sell it. You don't have to be subtle. All you have to do is tell it. Look, I'm all pretty new to this, so don't think I'm comparing. But if Jesus is alive, my friend, that's good news that's worth sharing. You're right, said Bunny sheepishly. I've wasted time, I know. I could have shared the gospel with you years and years ago. Well, no regrets, smiled Santa. Let's go out and celebrate. The Easter Bunny grinned and said, You know what? That sounds great. His bunny eyes were twinkling as fresh joy brightened his face. And while we're out, how about we go swing past Tooth Fairy's place? I hope you enjoyed it. It's a beautiful story. Thank you.